Hi everybody, it's Diane Brennan. Welcome to my channel. If you've been following me since I started this channel or longer from other channels and wonder why I've changed my name, it's because I've changed my website to being under my own name because I added on my tarot and oracle readings as a standalone service, not just as a part of my coaching package. I love doing it, so I'm returning to it. And so my channel also has to reflect this expansion. And then I'm also, I've joined the OBOD, the Order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids. I am studying at the Bardic grade right now. I've begun that. And I do intend at this point to go on to the Ovate and the Druid levels. And so my content here on my channel, the offerings on my website, all of that need to be able to expand to allow me to do everything that I do, not just part of what I do. So that's why. And in that light, or on that note, today, being Freya's day, or Venus's day, because it's Friday, this is a day of love and relationships. And so a topic I want to talk about is something that you don't ever hear talked about in this way by anybody. So when people talk about twin flames, it's all about the spiritual side and the, oh goodness, how wonderful it is. But there's a dark side to twin flame relationships as well. People never, ever discuss. And I know this because my last marriage that ended in divorce after 14 and a half years, which is a Saturn return, and there were other returns for us in our charts that it just happened to just really hit into, that, you know, all I can say, a twin flame relationship can be your absolute best relationship and your absolute worst nightmare of one. You have basically not just married a mirror, because we're all, everybody in your life is a mirror of some aspect of you, but you have married the mirror. Because this is the last split of a soul. Not all incarnate together, although more are at this time than at any other previous time, because we have come here with spiritual missions to fulfill. And that is where he and I fell apart. We came together to complete our healing of ourselves and to fulfill a spiritual mission together. And it didn't happen. He ended up going back into the mundane rather than continuing on his spiritual path and spiritual work. With that, it unraveled the rest of our relationship. And there were other things that happened. When it was good, it was really, really good. And when it was bad, it was horrid. Okay? I have no other way to put it. So it could be a dream and it could be a nightmare. And that could happen within minutes of each other. We could go from things were really good to this is horrible and back to really good and back to horrible. I mean, sometimes we flipped back and forth in and out of those in a few times a day. I'm not the only one who's been in a twin flame relationship that didn't last. I know a woman that I spoke to who had been in one of those for 25 years and it didn't last. It didn't work out. It happens. It's not always the happily ever after dream that you think it is. So I caution people, if you're looking for your twin flame, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And it might not be everything you thought it would be. And the difference between that and a soulmate, I mean, soulmates, your parents are in your soul group. They are soulmates of yours, your siblings, your best friends, the people you encounter along the path in your life that have a significant impact, no matter how briefly you actually know them, are part of your soul group. And are thereby soulmates. Okay? The twin flame is a whole different thing. And I will tell you, I mean, the connection that I had with my ex when we met was different than any I've ever had with anybody else. We felt that difference. We felt how special that connection was. We had so many things in common. It wasn't even funny. Like, I highly doubt there's anybody else I could ever meet that would have everything in common that we did. And so, you know, on paper, we were like this perfect match. And in many ways, we were. But that also means not only do we have the best traits of each other, but the worst traits of each other. And that's where it can go really, really wrong, because if you don't heal that, or if you haven't 100% healed it before you come together, then it may not last. Or it may be a really rough and rocky relationship, even if it does last. So, like, don't think it's all butterflies, hearts, and rainbows if you find your twin flames. And we were verified by 3 different psychics who looked at us and said, oh my God, you two are twin flames, because when we touched, our auras became one. They were separate until we would do that. We would touch and boom, one aura. And there were others who saw like previous lives we've had together, and it hasn't been very often. Usually one of us is on the other side guiding the other one who's incarnate. And that's typical of twin flames. Like I said, until right now, because we are in a very special time in the evolution of this planet and of humanity. And so a lot of twin flames have come in order to evolve and rise together, to heal together. But like I said, it just doesn't always work. If one or both of you aren't ready to do the work, it's not going to work out. Especially if only one of you is willing to do the work and is doing it, because you can't do it alone, because again, you know, the mirror thing, right? He and I brought out the worst in each other. We would spiral in a negative. It was very hard for us to spiral positive together. And it just is what it is. And so I wanted to talk about that, about the fact that there can be a dark side to the twin flame relationship, that it's not always unicorns and butterflies and rainbow farts and all of that. Okay. Sometimes it's really, really a difficult relationship. And you both have to choose to do the work in order to make the relationship work. And that's true of every relationship, but it's even more true of the twin flame relationship because of how much alike you are, because you are that one soul split into twins. So, and that doesn't mean twins, identical twins, are twin flames. That's one egg split into 2. The soul split into 2. It's similar, but it's a whole different thing. So, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you'll continue to follow me and see how things are changing here. Much love, many, many blessings, and peace out.